Bitcoin has absolutely exploded, hitting all-time highs across the entire planet. And this is just the beginning. None other than Edward Snowden just made an insanely bullish 2024 Bitcoin prediction that will shock you. Oh yeah, and it's definitely not priced in either. Hey, stay until the finish. We're gonna reveal major players that may be aping into Bitcoin as we speak. Hey, we get a lot to cover. Let's get it. So let's get it started here. Bitcoin soars to all-time highs in 30-plus currencies. So Bitcoin smashed past 60K and marked its highest point in over 2 years. Now, the last time Bitcoin soared above 60K was in November of 2021, where it plummeted 67% to a low of 19,297 in April 2022. But we're seeing some massive trends like, for example, the record inflows into the spot Bitcoin ETFs and rising investor optimism. The halving is just around the corner. And not to mention, Bitcoin broke above a 7-week super trend. Historically, the candles that followed bring mania and the Bollinger Bands. The upper and lower bands widen when volatility declines, and the bands contract when volatility is gonna explode. And if we take a look here, the bands haven't even started expanding yet. Maybe a slight bullish divergence there, but this is definitely not. This is the confirmation of the bull cycle as Bitcoin has broken Coinbase yet again. 9,000 users reported their accounts had zero balances during the outage. If you're new to Bitcoin, this is not new. This is what Coinbase does. And this is why you should be taking self-custody, but hey, let's get to the big news today. So during the Super Bowl, if we go back, Edward Snowden asked people to watch the Bitcoin chart during the Super Bowl. And then he put out this survey asking people whether they hold any Bitcoin or not. But what's interesting is, what was he looking at that day? What did he find? Did he see something in the chart? Did he see something in the wallets that may have caught his eye? Because he did issue this very bullish prediction. And Snowden predicts a national government will come out as a Bitcoin buyer this year. And then just the other day, we covered Snowden in his recent post calling Bitcoin the modern replacement of gold. He's been a vocal supporter for Bitcoin. And it's very interesting the timing of this prediction, as we have increasing institutional retail nation-state interest in Bitcoin. We have several major corporations and investment firms allocating significant resources to Bitcoin. While he did not specify which government he believes will make the purchases or has made the purchases, the prospect of a second national government acquiring Bitcoin, making it legal tender, like El Salvador, would represent another huge milestone for Bitcoin. And again, this prediction from Snowden underscores the growing mainstream recognition that Bitcoin is going to have a major role in the global economy, and its potential to totally reshape the traditional financial systems is becoming more and more apparent. Not to mention, guys, we know that Bhutan, North Korea are mining Bitcoin, and others. Kazakhstan, Indonesia is looking to make a big play. The hash wars are heating up, and global geopolitical game theory is in effect. It could be accelerating towards hyper-Bitcoinization much sooner than we ever expected. And I mean, why not? As Edward Snowden said, Bitcoin is the most incredible and significant monetary advancement since the creation of coinage. Might want to get some in case it catches on. But so much mystery, right? So I was thinking, what nation, who could most likely be that player due to the different incentives in place? Now, if you haven't, or if you're new, I recommend you go check out the series I wrote in the Simply Bitcoin Unfiltered Substack, The Currency Wars Volume 1, 2, and 3. And we do have some Edward Snowden included there, as like 2 major events put Bitcoin on the world stage and showed how corrupt the current financial apparatus is. And that was the removal of Russia from SWIFT, all those sanctions that followed there, and then what happened in Canada with the trucker protests. And if you listen to a lot of people, Jordan Peterson and others, and when they started getting into Bitcoin, that was it. That was a pivotal moment. And also, we have heard rumblings of Russia, Gazprom, and things of this nature also possibly looking to settle energy and gas trade with Bitcoin, the energy currency. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like it may be happening. Now, I was sitting on this the other day when I was going through the news because, well, you know, not that big a deal. Russia looking to adopt quote-unquote crypto for international trade. But what they were mentioning in this piece was the fact that they would prefer to use stablecoins and things of this nature rather than Bitcoin due to volatility. But then I went and started digging again, and there are some new developments. There was another cryptocurrency move from Russia, and the first step toward its final approval has arrived. Okay, so what we have in these new developments regarding the use of Bitcoin in international trade in Russia is that they took some action for international payments after the sanctions that we mentioned when they were removed from SWIFT. And according to the State Duma, the lower house of the Russian parliament adopted the law allowing the use of digital assets such as Bitcoin in international payments. Accordingly, digital assets such as Bitcoin can be used as payments in the import and export of goods and services within the framework of the country's currency regulation law. This is a major deal, ladies and gentlemen. So if we have BRICS start really accumulating Bitcoin and using it to settle international trade, well, it's game over. Bitcoin won. But then again, has Bitcoin already won? I think it has, and a bunch of morons just haven't figured it out yet. We better start stacking our balls off. All right, you definitely got a lot of interesting, really bullish reasons as to why Bitcoin today. But let's take a brief break to recognize our sponsors. Simply Bitcoin Originals are powered by the Bitcoin Way. They're your IT team in the Bitcoin world. Whether you're just getting started in Bitcoin, you need help getting your first wallet and node set up, things of that nature, they're there for you. And they'll help bridge that gap from the why to the how to use Bitcoin. They can help you with all things Bitcoin. They cover all aspects, Bitcoin security and privacy, including in-depth IT, cybersecurity, privacy work with their clients, and they will go as far as configuring routers, devices, networks, improving your overall digital hygiene, and not to mention the growing interest in UTXO management, Bitcoin joining, well, in short, for everything Bitcoin sovereignty in the privacy ecosystem. The Bitcoin Way are your go-to source. Well, if you'd like to schedule a free 30-minute call with the Bitcoin Way and get started on your Bitcoin journey, you can schedule a free 30-minute call using that link below. All right, here we are. We're at the finish. This is the big reveal. Russia wasn't the big reveal, I think. And we've also talked about Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Argentina, but this is not a nation state we're going to be talking about, but probably just as wealthy as one. Let's go ahead and check this out. Is it MicroStrategy? No, we already know about MicroStrategy, but it's the fact that their stock is going absolutely bananas and everyone on Wall Street is losing it, wanting exposure indirectly to Bitcoin. They're about to enter the S&P 500, so anyone that has exposure to the S&P 500 will be indirectly exposed to Bitcoin. But why are we talking about MicroStrategy? Well, they set the new standard and people are catching on. I mean, when Bitcoin tops 63K and we exceed all-time highs prior to the halving, setting new historical marks, everyone's taking notice. Could it be Warren Buffett? Is Warren Buffett going into Bitcoin? Not necessarily, ladies and gentlemen. Apparently with this news, this included Tron's founder, Justin Sun, a shitcoin founder, and they purchased like a dinner with Warren Buffett. They did gift him a Bitcoin, and until this day, that Bitcoin has not been sold. But no, that's not bullish enough. And Warren Buffett bending the knee is eventual. We saw what happened to Charlie Munger. Oh, my friends, it's not Berkshire Hathaway. Bold, dubious speculation, ladies and gentlemen. It is none other than Jeff Bezos that is aping into Bitcoin. You know, dubious speculation is nothing new in Bitcoin, but with Bitcoin reaching 60K last week, as we said, institutional interest, institutional FOMO has arrived, and speculation sometimes can do more harm than good. But this new rumor, there's more to it. Is Jeff Bezos buying Bitcoin? It's based on a post from Hey Apollo here, and in the screenshot, the article tweeted by Thomas Farrer, MicroStrategy chief Michael Saylor, was mentioned as attending this celebration held in a yacht docked at the port of Gustavia on the island of St. Bartholomew in France. Bezos kicking it with Saylor. I mean, why would they be kicking it on a yacht together? If anyone's on a yacht with GigaChad, they're definitely talking Bitcoin. MicroStrategy's sitting on 4.9 billion in unrealized profit, and they're not selling. That's conviction, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, at the end of the day, if you take a look at what's going on, think of all the people that have fought Bitcoin, where they've ended up. Either they flip or they're full-on Bitcoin derangement syndrome, and there's no coming back from that. Go see Mr. Totally Fragile Nicholas Taleb.
Been growing 200% a year every year for the past 11 years, and you're only going to have 30 years of your life in business. So how long are you going to stare at something which is a screaming successful thing in denial? Peter Schiff has been against Bitcoin for 10 years. He'd be a billionaire right now. He'd be a 10 billionaire right now if he had actually not been against it. You would lose, by the way, resisting it, you would lose 98 to 99% of your wealth over 5 years if you're in denial of this thing. So there's a cost to being in denial of stuff.
Ladies and gentlemen, it may be near the end where you can front run the institutions, but we still got a little time here where you can front run the nation states. Don't get caught with your pants down. Be sure to like, subscribe, share that sound money gospel. Give us a pump. Follow us on Twitter where we're getting all the latest breaking news. Down in the show notes, jump in our Telegram, drop us some memes for the meme review. Again, Simply Bitcoin Live, Monday through Friday, 12:15 Eastern Standard Time. Don't miss it. Set those notifications, and we will be your guide through the separation of money and state. I'll catch you all next time. Peace.
If you prefer to go down with the ship, fuck you.